talented,
100%.
and a lot of people are. The people who end up sitting where you're sitting are the people who tough it out and just don't give up. Okay, I normally start these interviews by asking people, if you had one piece of advice to offer an aspiring writer, what would it be? But I didn't think to do that this time, so we'll close out with it, going in left to right, clockwise order, which means nothing to the people listening to this podcast. Kim, what would your piece of advice? But you have the advantage, because if you give the best advice, then everybody else has to think of something different.
That's right. We have to think on our toes.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. Well, I guess getting kind of into the nitty gritty, I always like to tell authors to think about having everything they do serve double or triple duty. So when you're writing a piece of dialogue, it's not just that you're conveying the information that's happening in that scene. What are you telling us about the character? What are you revealing about the theme? How are you adding to the atmosphere of that scene? So no matter what little piece of writing you're doing, ask yourself, how can I not only be getting information across or furthering the plot, but how can I do double duty and triple duty? And that's how you really add layers and bring that emotional connection into your writing, I think.
That's good advice. Wendy, I just want to point out my credentials. I'm wearing the watch I bought at Disneyland 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
What's your piece of writing advice?
My piece, this is something I wish somebody had told me when I first got started, is that rejection is going to be a part of your author life, starting from when you're critiquing yourself. I am currently working on a project, and I keep looking at it and going, how did I ever become an author? And then you get critique partners and beta readers, and they're going to critique you, and sometimes they're going to make you want to cry. And then say you get to the process that you're going to query an agent, and you get agent rejections. And then finally you get your agent, and they send it out to publishers, and the publishers reject it. And then you get a publisher, and you go put it out there, and all of a sudden you have all these Amazon and Goodreads reviews that can be great and they can be bad. But I have had to learn through the hard way that books are subjective. I might like romance, she might like horror, but that doesn't mean that one is better than the other. And so that's just, rejection is a part of it, and embrace it.
Brad?
Well, I would say if I could step back and give my younger self any advice, it would be this. It would be that your journey as a writer is not going to look like what you think it is in the early days. When I was second the motion. Second that, no, do you? When you're young and when you're a novice writer, you have narrative heroes, you have author voices that you love, and you see their journey, and you look at their journey, and you think, I could do that, but you're not going to do that specific thing. Your journey is going to look very different. Sometimes, like mine and my writing partner Lewis's journey, might be long and might be full of revision, and it might take 40 to 50 rejections of agents to find the one who's hungry and willing to work with you. I thought when I was 20 years old that I would just step out there and I would get this novel out and I might find an agent after 10 tries. That's not what my journey looked like. So I would say just kind of self-reflect a little bit early and put your shoulder into the work and, be prepared to see yourself in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Sonia, you're batting cleanup here.
Okay. Well, I have two small things, and one is just to always be consuming story. You have to, consume in order to produce. So, and story is reading novels, short stories. I admit I watch a lot of Netflix, I watch a lot of TV and consume story that way. I'm very visually oriented. So take in as much as you can, and it will help in your output as well. And then the other thing is to, I think a lot of writers, at least I am not the most social person. I like to be alone a lot. But I think in this business we need to network. We need to, not in the gross here's my business card networking way. I mean, make friends and be real and be yourself and be a part of the community. And I think that always, what you put out, you will get back. And I've SCBWI, has been such a wonderful experience for me for many years now. So don't forget that you're not always in your head. Try to get out there and socialize with other people too.
Just to be clear, that's the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators, correct?
Thank you.
And I mean, that's part of the reason I do the conference every year. It's writers work alone. I might never see the people I love most in the world if we didn't have events like this to get everybody together, right?
Right.
Thank you all so much for being part of the podcast.
Thanks
you
very
for having
much.
us.
It's been great.
Thanks again to my panel of young adult and middle grade experts, Kim and Wendy and Brad and Sonia. I thought they were terrific. Even if you're not thinking about writing for young people, there was so much experience and wisdom in what they had to say that I can't imagine anybody wouldn't benefit from that. Before I sign off, one more time, well, maybe next to last time, I want to remind everyone that WriterCon, our annual writers conference, is coming up soon. It's Labor Day weekend in Oklahoma City. That's August 30th through September 2nd. We're going to have all kinds of valuable sessions, people, opportunities for writers and aspiring writers. Got agents, lots of them. Editors, publishers, writers, of course, more than 50 presenters on a wide variety of subjects, more than 80 breakout sessions. If you're serious about wanting to be a writer, if you have the kind of perseverance that these panelists were talking about in the interview, I hope you'll take advantage of this opportunity. Come on out to WriterCon. It's not too late to register. It's not even too late to enter the contest, but it will be. So why wait? Go to the website today, check it out, and register. The website is writercon.org. That's WRITERCON.org. Until next time, keep writing. And remember, you cannot fail if you refuse to quit.